Michaels. You need to go to therapy. Because what's going on?
I need his car repossessed. I need his rent foreclosed on.
As my thing is this, bro.
Leave him. I need him to
If
work
you have a,
his life.
if you,
I knew you was about to say something crazy. But
who gives a fuck what Hulk Hogan is doing?
Get that man out my life. Thank you very much.
Oh, I know what else happened at NXT. Hey, Pillman, we need to.
are you now? Is it really a pause, kid? Is it really a pause? This
No,
man
it's a
said,
pause.
I'm in.
Give me a high five.
I love
Oh, completely over there, hilarious.
And I'm gonna say Solo at Survivor Series. Trying to do something with this. They gotta do something with
They
Roman.
made 2 niggas get 3 niggas get up. Oh, man. What is up? 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 We are here at All Elite Waffling. Yes. It's not Todd. It's not Todd, it's time. It's me. It's me, right? It's me. That's how you do it, right? It's not Shane. It's not Shane. It's me. Welcome everybody. We are on the TikTok side, and for the people on YouTube, this is being recorded. But welcome everybody to All Elite Waffling episode 3 and All Elite Injuries, unfortunately. Also joining us is, of course, the bandit himself, Hangman on the page, Matt Riddle.
Triggering me right now. You're triggering me.
The dude from Chaz from Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. We got Matthew Bassett. We got my dog, Allegations Pop.
Yeah.
We got, like I said, we got Ty. He's outside. We outside tonight, yeah. And we got my dog, the one, the only, Rival Rocks. Welcome everybody.
What's up?
Welcome everybody. How y'all feeling today?
I'm doing good. I'm doing great.
Good.
I mean, I
Just finished that Vince McMahon documentary.
Oh, I haven't watched it.
film. Like, I've been
Dude, that's gonna be. Oh my god, geez, that's violent. Oh.
I haven't seen it yet, so I'm just like, I've been hearing everything. But I've been like, all right, know people say you piece of shit.
Yeah, it was wild. I'm not gonna lie.
Like that's all, like literally, we know he ain't shit.
Yeah.
But I said we're not here for WWE. We're not here to talk about WWE. That's on Wednesdays. We are here to talk about All Elite Wrestling. And for the record, everybody, I'm gonna say this: I'm not an AEW hater. I watched AEW. I've been to an AEW event. Shit, a lot has changed since I went to an AEW event. This was like last year, January 2023. But I do have to ask the booking of AEW right now. How do y'all feel about it? Like, how do y'all really feel about it?
It's up in the air. A lot of things make sense. A lot of things don't make sense to me. So it's a very mixed opinion for me.
Yeah, it's like I agree. It's average. Like, all right, so the Adam Page Swerve Strickland rivalry is great, and the Mariah May booking is great, but everything else is kind of just mid.
Yeah, I don't really care for the Jericho. I troll a lot now. You guys know I troll a lot when it comes to Jericho, but I don't really care for nothing he's doing right now. I only really like the Swerve and the Hangman stuff, the Mariah May stuff, and really the BCC Danielson stuff with him and Mox that's just now starting.
I'm kind of up in the air with Mox and Danielson only because Mox has had the title so many times. I know he's a workhorse and everything, but I don't know. I feel like there's an issue behind it, and I guess the one issue I'm looking at is I don't know. It feels like the homegrown talent is not being used as much as I'm gonna say it like the ex-WWE stars. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying like
You know what my issue is? It's Swerve pulling the race card now all of a sudden. Come on, my boy.
we're
Like,
gonna get there. I want to talk about it too because it's been brought to my attention, not only from y'all, not only from the IWC. Now it's been posted on my Facebook timeline. On top of that, by some other people who I didn't watch wrestling, but I had to school them real quick. But we're gonna get to that. The first thing on the card is the All Elite Wrestling Dynamite recap. Am I correct?
Yes, I got the whole list right here, so I'm gonna go down and I'm gonna talk about everything. So we opened up Dynamite Grand Slam with Nigel McGuinness versus Bryan Danielson for the world title. The whole speculation was we didn't know if Bryan Danielson was able to compete because Moxley attempted to murder him at All Out. He did showed up with the final countdown. They put on a great match. This is their third match in their series. If I would recommend watching those two matches if you haven't. They were both big bangers.
First nationally televised, right? First time.
Yes.
Which
yes. This is the first time I saw it live. I've seen the other two matches like after this match, but that's why I'm saying if you haven't seen both those matches from Ring of Honor, go watch those because those are like all timers.
Okay. Well, I said I know a lot about their rivalry. I haven't watched their matches, sadly enough. And I used to watch Ring of Honor a lot. But big up to Nigel McGuinness for coming back from injury.
Oh yeah, big up Nigel. Shout out Nigel.
I watched parts of it. Man, that man was moving like he ain't had no ring rust on him.
Yo, fact, they said he hasn't wrestled a singles match in 13 years. So it's crazy to think he came out and just started going crazy.
Insane.
Like absolutely insane.
I get it.
So then we move on to which I thought was going to be a kind of dull match, but it was actually really good. Hook versus Roderick Strong for the FTW Championship. Of course, defended under FTW rules. Roderick Strong did not get the win. Hook ended up walking away with this. For Hook to do an interview after the match where he is now retiring the FTW Championship and handed it to his father, Taz. Could we now see Hook going after a TNT title or the international title? We don't know, but he's pretty much done with that belt, and it's no longer being used.
Wait a second. So they I understand that the FTW Championship is a piece of shit, but like, goddamn, bro, you get Chris Jericho that long ass range just to retire it. Like, come on, man.
I feel like
apparently, according to Taz, after Hook won it back from Jericho, he said it might be time to hang it up. It's just they took, I guess they wanted to wait till Grand Slam because, Hook's from New York. So they just wanted to, wait and make a big moment out of it. But according to Taz, they've been wanting to retire it since All In, I think. Or when they fight, All In or All Out? It was All In, right?
It was all, I think it was all, no, I thought it was All Out.
Oh, it was probably All Out. Okay, then yeah. When they fought it All Out, that's when Hook won it back, he was like, I want to retire it right there.
I mean, in all honesty, I feel like in the first place, it should have been retired. I feel like, in all honesty, Chris Jericho kind of ruined, even though the title wasn't officially a real title, at first, coming back from ECW, as that title was used by Taz because he should have been the world champion against, if I remember correctly, Shane Douglas.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which, it wasn't about the title itself. It was about the story behind it. And I feel like with Chris Jericho winning it and the matches, all the matches, like some of the matches were good, but I just think it just wasn't worth it just to even have that title as a title in the first place. I feel like in a way, I mean, Taz probably don't feel like it's disrespected. I kind of feel like the title was disrespected from that point.
Yeah, I can agree. Jericho, the feud didn't really do anything. Even though, like you said, the belt is meaningless for and it's not recognized as an official title. there was really no need for Jericho to win that belt to do absolutely nothing with it. Like you said, the match was great. Him and Shibata was really good,
Sure.
but
And the
there
Roddy
was no
Strong match
reason.
too.
Oh yeah, the Roddy Strong match too, but it after a while it kind of ran its course. I would say after the Jungle Boy thing, it should have been retired there after he won it.
I could see that at the same time. I don't know. Yeah, it didn't seem like the title was used. Like, if you're gonna make an official title, help it elevate. Like, use it as a mid card title or something like that. You know,
Yeah.
it was, you know, for a little bit.
I got a question. This could be a little controversial. Do y'all think Hook retired it because he's leaving, or you know, he retired it just to retire? I know y'all just said he retired it because he wanted to retire it a while ago. But do y'all think he's leaving? Yes or no?
If he's leaving, oh, if he's going, I know some people mentioned he might be going to Winter Park, Florida. I don't think he's leaving. I just think it's something that it's kind of ran its course and it's kind of useless at this point. So it's just, I think I think he's gotten to a point where he can move on to bigger, better things, like maybe a TNT title or international title. So there's really no need for him to be walking around carrying that title anymore. I don't think he's leaving though.
Yeah, I don't think he's leaving either. Especially with his dad being in AEW, backing him up so much. I don't see it happening at all. I don't. Now, Hook does need a better moveset. Because I am tired of seeing almost the same thing every time.
Oh, you mean suplex, and then Red Rum?
Yeah. I feel like it didn't show his actual skill set. You know, in a way.
Brock Lesnar. He's the Brock Lesnar of AEW. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, it's like, it just doesn't make any sense. It's like, I know Hook, I don't know how much training Hook has had. I don't know. Like, I know his
I think
dad,
he trained with Cody.
He's training with Cody. I don't know. It just seemed like, it just,
Yeah, I get it. He needs to add a couple more maneuvers to his arsenal. I hear you.
Which, like I said, no respect to Hook. Like, I show much love to Hook, especially his theme songs made by one of my favorite rappers, Action Bronson, who actually wrestled with him at one point in a tag team match in a pay-per-view. I think it was a pay-per-view.
Yeah, it was.
So big ups to Hook. But yeah, that title needs to be retired. I'm glad it is. I'm just glad the simple fact that, you know, maybe, yeah, like I said, he can move on to the TNT title. Maybe, like I said, his moveset get better. Hey, AEW Championship. But I see him, if he does well and sticks around, maybe about like 1 or 2 years, we might see him as a heavyweight champion.
I can see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
So then
people
we
have been
move
behind
on.
Hook.
I'm sorry.
I mean, people have been behind Hook for people have been behind Hook for months, not even months, years now. And ever since he lost to Jack Perry last year, I feel like that was when he was going to get his push. But then he got sucked to the Jericho vortex, stalled his momentum, and thankfully it's over now. I don't think he'll leave. There's really no reason for him to leave, especially since it seems like now he's actually going to finally get that push higher up the card. Where he goes from here, I think he might be the one that will take the TNT title off Jack Perry.
I can see
Interesting.
Because I don't know who else would win the title from Jack Perry at this point. Like I said, I've been watching it a little bit, and I've been like, I don't know. Like, maybe if Ricky Starks was like, you know, if he was being booked well, he could have.
Ricky Starks about to jump ship.
I can tell.
Yeah, now he's the one that's gonna leave.
He's leaving. All right now.
Him and Garcia. Oh, isn't Garcia thinking about leaving too?
He's thinking about it. They haven't signed him yet. They haven't re-signed him.
Yeah, there's nothing.
He's in between.
Yeah.
Wait, like I said,
But
we'll get to that a little bit later. Cause there's something I gotta say about that a little bit.
yeah.
All
right. Then we go into the tag team title match: the Bucks versus Offspray and Kyle Fletcher. Really good match. Ended with the Young Bucks retaining after Ospreay refused to cheat after Don Callis handed Kyle Fletcher a screwdriver, and Will said, "If you don't get that mess out of here," and the Bucks then cheated by hitting them with the tag belts. to then retain. Nothing much there, but there could be some dissension between Fletcher and Ospreay in the future.
My thing is this: why do the Young Bucks have the title? Why? There's so many tag teams, isn't there?
There is.
There isn't. No, let's
I
be
don't
real.
know.
Let's be real. There isn't. There's no tag teams in AEW right now. You cannot lie about that shit, nigga. Come
Like,
on,
you
man.
can't, like, I
The
don't know.
Acclaim, what? Bang Bang Gang is injured. Like, come on, man.
Private
Well,
Party
hold
has
on.
not been pushed yet. MXM.
There are. I didn't say there was any tag teams that could beat the Bucks. I just said there are tag teams. I didn't say they could beat them. The only ones that can actually beat them are FTR, but I don't want to see that match no more.
Oh,
I'm tired of it.
You want maximum Malice to beat them?
Hell no.
Oh no! Don't get me
Keep them in
started
Ring
with
of Honor.
them.
Huh?
Oh, we're gonna get to them.
We're gonna get to them. We're gonna get to them in their collision segment. And I got a lot.
You
I
want
have
them freaks to win?
I have some stuff to say about maximum models. I'm not gonna lie.
Say we gonna get to them. They was on Collision. We gonna get to them. But moving on from there. Before the Mariah May Yuka Sakazaki match, we had Prince Nana come out to do an interview talking about the condition of Swerve Strickland, to only get interrupted by the debut of MVP, who basically told Prince Nana that Swerve should not be with him no more, and if he wants to be taken seriously, here's his business card so they can talk business.
This is like, and I'm saying that this could be like a new Hertz business. Perhaps it might bring like some other members to this.
Hey, first and foremost, MVP.
I'm not even gonna lie. Hold on. I'm not even gonna lie. I do not want to see Swerve versus Bobby Lashley. I'm one of the people that are saying that this won't make much sense. And a lot of people are like, "Oh, let it happen, let it work." Whenever, listen, this is my rant about the IWC. Because whenever someone new goes to a different company and they're gonna face someone high profile, y'all end up complaining if it's not AEW. But why, when I say that Bobby Lashley versus Swerve won't be that good to me, it's an issue. Come on, what's up with that double standard? Yeah? What's up?
I don't know. I'm gonna tell you what I think.
Man,
Bobby Lashley is pushing. Go ahead. You can go first.
The thing about that, Ty, is that you're arguing with fucking dumbasses. So, like, you're trying to reason with them, it's not going to work out.
Honestly,
the IWC has the combined intelligence. Of a fucking. Okay, I'm not going to say it. I'll get fucking canceled if I say that shit. But continue.
Let's just say of a orangutan. Let's just say that.
I'm crying, not the orangutan. I'm weak.
Let's just say Frieza would. This third word Frieza calls them. Let's just say that.
Shout out to people on TikTok, by the way. Welcome in. And we're talking about All Elite Wrestling with our spin-off show, All Elite Waffling.
But yeah, my opinion on this.
What's good, Jasmine?
Bobby Lashley is pushing like 40-something years old. He is not going to bring anything new to AEW. I'm going to say that off the rip. I don't care. And like I said, I'm a big AEW fan. I've watched every pay-per-view from the beginning. I've seen almost every Dynamite. So I've been there from the beginning. But I'm going to keep it real. Bobby Lashley's not going to bring anything new of value to the company. Is he going to have good matches? Yes, he will, because he's Bobby Lashley. But he's not going to bring anything of market value. The Swerve thing seems good on paper because it's going to be cool, because obviously we already know how it's going to lead. Swerve's going to come back. MVP's going to try to get him to do the new Hurt business. He's going to tell him no. Enter Bobby Lashley and maybe Shelton Benjamin and whoever else you could find. I have a theory on who they might put into this faction, considering he's healthy now, but I'll get into that later. But it's going to be a good, like, 1 or 2 matches they do. But after that feud's done, Bobby ain't really going to be doing nothing important. Neither is MVP. Really, honestly, they should have went back to TNA and done work there. I think it would have been a whole lot better for them. But yeah, there's not going to be much of value they bring to AEW other than name and presence. That's really all. That's it.
Well, like I said, first of all, shout out to MVP. Shout out MVP.
Yeah, big shout.
Secondly, here's how I feel. like I said, I feel how you feel. Why in the hell is MVP shut up AEW? I feel like yes, he's a great mouthpiece as always. We always do that. He can talk his ass off. Wrestling wise, now, like I said, not real. Yeah. But right, we already know with MVP coming out, we know that Bobby Lashley is now in Texas. We know for sure that he's gonna show up at AEW, some way, some form. We already know.
Yeah.
And like you said, I don't want to see Swerve versus Lashley. Like I said, Lashley has done enough accomplishments in his career in over 3 companies. Come on.
Yeah, Impact.
The thing about it is, I don't think Swerve needs this, because all it is like, to me, as much as he claims that other companies presidents are racist and shit like that, brother, you're being demoted to like the low mid card right now, brother. Like you lost to Adam Page, which made sense because
we'll get there. We'll get there. Cause there's some stuff that I really want to say. Before we get to that point.
Okay. Opinion on this, like if they want to do Swerve versus Bobby Lashley, like I agree with y'all. Storyline wise, it makes no sense for why they would fight. So the best bet is to put these two on a random episode of Dynamite. If you want to see that match, yeah, I would do that.
Also, I know y'all gonna touch on it, but I'm gonna just say I told you so about Ricochet. That's all I gotta say.
I mean, I've been knew about the Ricochet thing. I mean, was Ricochet on the card?
He had an interview on Thick Collision.
He had an interview with Ospreay because they're gonna fight on the 5th anniversary of Dynamite for the International Championship.
Yes. And I think they recently just did an interview with Renee as well as I think it's on YouTube right now.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that was the interview I was talking about.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
And I think what next on the card was Mariah May's match, if I'm correct.
Yes, it was Mariah versus Yuka. It was a really good match.
Wait, that was the match?
It was a challenge. Mariah May won the match. To then beat up Yuka afterwards for Willow to make the save. And then Mina Shirakawa showed up, and she seemed very, very disappointed in Mariah's actions. Because Mariah says she can't do her celebration without Mina, which is funny because also just now Toni Storm just went back to Stardom to team with Mina.
I saw that.
And they were hugging and smiling and acting all nice with each other. And she told Toni that she was going to go take care of Mariah. And Toni basically pretended like she doesn't know who that is. So it's going to be very interesting. I hope it's something they touch up on and they don't brush over. The fact that Mina was being buddy-buddy with Toni. And I feel like Mariah should do something about that. But yeah, this is going to definitely lead to a Mina versus Mariah match for the title. Probably at Wrestle Dream. So
I might be going. I'm not going to lie. I might be going.
Yeah.
That's a funny thing.
And go ahead.
Because
Seattle, right? It's in Seattle?
Tacoma.
Oh.
But my only gripe, and here's what I'm about to say. Let me fix my camera a little bit. Better. My only gripe with it's not. I guess my only gripe is, first of all, why is Mariah? I mean, I understand Mariah May was Toni Storm's underling, but where's her own finisher? Why is she using Storm Zero still?
To make fun of her?
I don't know. It just like I just don't know. Like it just like
it's supposed to be like an insult to injury thing. Like since she beat Toni, she uses her finisher. She has her own finisher which she uses, but I think it's supposed to be like an insult to make the fans upset that she's making fun of Toni by using her finisher. It's supposed to be something like that.
I said I like the match. It was decent. Like it was a good match. It was decent, but
yeah,
it just I don't know. Mariah May ain't like I said as a heel ain't popping for me like that. You know what I'm saying? Like
So you think she was better when she was kind of faced with Tony?
yeah, like
Gotcha.
it's like one of those. It's like one of those. The story was better without the title. Now it's
Oh, the
like
chase was better than
yep,
the what's I forgot what the term is, but the chase to the title was better than
the
the
chase.
what's happening after the title.
The chase was better than the title. As it gets to the point where the chase is gonna get better than the title reign itself.
Gotcha.
Which I'm gonna get to that too because I have to swerve what I think. But
Yeah. So then we end off Dynamite Grand Slam with John Moxley versus Darby Allin. Winner sees Bryan Danielson because Darby put his AEW World Title shot on the line. This match was very good, very hard hitting. Blood, but mostly from Darby, unexpectedly, because everyone thought Box was going to be the one to bleed. But Box made him bleed.
Did Mox bleed? Did Mox bleed?
No, Darby bled, but not Mox.
I watched that match. I was like, Mox didn't bleed at all, which was shocking. I was like, okay. Darby.
But yes, I would say some people said this is an upset victory because John Moxley ended up winning with a super Death Rider off the middle rope for the win, and he will now go see Bryan Danielson at Wrestle Dream for the world title.
For the 4 millionth time, we're gonna see Danielson and Moxley.
What is that saying about Darby? What do you think of that speculate? Like, is Darby just not ready for one of those title matches or something like that?
Darby's ready. At this point, he's ready. I just think they want him to have a chase again. I just think they want him to kind of be like I think they're giving him that underdog thing again. Mm-hmm. But at this point, I don't think he is the underdog anymore. So it comes off as cheap. So
it's like, bro, when will it fucking end? When will they finally give Darby the title, man?
And it's crazy.
Like, bro, he been deserving a title shot for like year. I'm gonna say like a year and a half now.
And yeah, you're right. It's a year and a half because it's crazy. Because when I mentioned earlier, seeing the AEW Dynamite, I seen Darby win the TNT Championship against Samoa Joe. So seeing him grow from that till now, it just feel like he's been more on a decline than an uphill. Like it's an uphill battle.
Yeah.
And that's what's disappointing me about the booking is like your homegrown talent is there. Your homegrown talent is there. Use them. Use them, please.
Yeah.
Like,
according to Darby, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
Okay, so according to Darby, I guess he had an interview. They asked him about the Mox thing, and he's like, him and Mox's story has more to it. So apparently, this is like, I guess, part one of it, but he said it's supposed to be more than this one match. So apparently, I guess that means Danielson is going to beat Moxley at Wrestle Dream. That's what I kind of see, because everyone says that Darby's going to be the one to retire Danielson, which I think is what should happen. But I don't know. It's Tacoma, Washington. It's Danielson's home state. Mox. It's the whole thing with Mox talking about he needs the world title because something's coming that no one's prepared for. It's looking like they might give that belt back to Mox. I hope they don't, but it's kind of looking like Tony's gonna book Mox to retire Danielson and take that title, and then Darby will beat Mox for it at maybe some point down the line. But I don't know. Like I said, Tony Khan's booking is very 50-50. You never know what that man is thinking when it comes to booking. So
yeah, cause I'm just like, why would you book for Darby to lose his number one contendership that quickly? Like, it's like one of those it's almost like shades of freaking what was it Rey Mysterio when he lost his title shot.
Oh, he won the when he won the Rumble just for Randy to end up in the match, or when he won the WWE Championship just to lose it the same night to John Cena.
Yep. Like, I feel like literally, like I said, maybe make it a triple threat match. You know, maybe a little interesting. You know, like I know I'm thinking WWE booking style a little bit, but it works. You know what I'm saying? It works. it works perfectly, especially like, damn, Darby shouldn't have even lost his title shot in the first place, and he's way over,
Yeah.
and he's way over now. You know, even after him and after seeing Sting retire, like, come on, bro.
Yep, but that was the end of Dynamite. So, any other opinions before we get into Collision?
I want to get my thoughts on this Darby Allin shit. It's like what you said, love. It's like Darby is the homegrown star. He's one of the biggest in my opinion, I think one of the biggest homegrown stars AEW has, along with MJF and maybe Britt Baker, but that's kind of like declined a little. So like, what the fuck they doing, man? Anyway, we just talked about that. So let's continue.
Yeah, so we're gonna get into Collision now. Now, there's nothing much to talk about on this because it was just kind of matches that they didn't have time for, that they said it was gonna happen on Dynamite Grand Slam, so they just moved it to Collision. So we start off with Saraya versus Jamie Hayter in a Saraya rules match. This is basically that she had no rules, so she could do whatever she wanted. Jamie Hayter won the match. It was like 12 minutes. It was really all nothing, but
Wait. You're telling me that Saraya rules match is just a no holds barred match, basically?
Yes, but the only difference is Saraya can make up the rules as she goes along. Like, for instance, she pinned Jamie Hayter outside the ring, and then she got back in the ring and told the ref to start counting a count out. And so the ref just had to start counting, and then I forgot who was the commentator, but they're like, is that even part of the rules? And they're like, it's Saraya rules match, which means there are no rules. So it was basically just a match where she just made up the rules as she goes along, and Jamie ended up winning.
What was that match that y'all referenced in WWE? Queensberry? Is it Queensberry?
Oh, someone said that. Oh my God, it was the Queensbridge, something like that brawl. I don't remember, but yeah, it was basically that. It's like there was also that Nigel McGuinness wasn't going to be on commentary because he was recovering after facing Bryan Danielson. So there was that.
I mean, cut you off, but yeah, it kind of felt like Tony Khan was playing one of the Road to WrestleManias in SmackDown versus Raw. Cause I swear that same match is on there. I think it was when Booker T was champion or some shit like that. Like,
they just made up the rules as they went along in the match.
I think it was either
not even that. You know what they pulled? They pulled the Dolph Ziggler versus Drew McIntyre at Extreme Rules. Literally did the same thing. When Drew was world champion, and they had that Extreme Rules match, and Dolph was making up rules as they go, but Drew couldn't do certain things.
You love that.
Oh, right.
It's just like matches like that just kind of ruins the vibe of the match. To be honest, it really does. But it's like on the fly changing these rules is like we should know the rules in the first place, or just use the existing stipulation. Like, what was the point? Saraya, I'm sorry, you're garbage. I'm gonna say that. You're garbage. You're trash. Put the fries in the bag, bro. For real. Like, I remember.
Can we get into also? We're gonna get into it because, like I said, I have some contract stuff we're gonna get into. I just find it funny how DG hasn't signed a contract, but you gave Saraya an extension deal. I'm just saying, but
like, bro, it just shows you where Tony Khan's priorities at. I mean, I know Saraya's got some big ass titties, so I want to keep her around as well. But as a star, bro,
you're a freak for that.
This dude over here. Moving on.
Freaky frog, you got that freaky frog.
So Jamie Hayter should be done with Saraya now. We move on to a not really important match either, where it was the Learning Tree versus the Conglomeration in a Tornado Trios match, which we saw the Learning Tree win, and Chris Jericho now says he wants to face Mark Briscoe for his Ring of Honor World Championship. Nothing much to get into because we don't really care for Chris Jericho around here. So moving on.
Didn't Chris Jericho win a Ring of Honor championship before?
Yes, he did. He beat Claudio. That was the whole start of the Ocho run because it was his 8th world title.
Oh,
I don't understand for sure. How many fucking phases has Chris Jericho had, bro? There's like 17 before.
I'm telling you right now, Chris Jericho is literally the king of reinventing himself in wrestling. The many gimmicks he's had is crazy.
I think 4 in AEW, Painmaker, was in Japan. JS.
Oh, he had.
The Judas era, basically.
You got the
So
Wizard.
much stuff, man.
Oh, the Wizard.
Oh yeah, the
5.
Wizard, the Champion, the Ocho.
Damn.
The sexy
what-
beat.
The
Like,
Oh yeah,
the
Sexy
God.
Beast, Chris Jericho, Ayatollah of Rock and Rolla, the Save Us Y2J thing, the List
This?
Jericho,
Jericho.
my Light Up Jacket Jericho, Lionheart,
Lionheart, Jericho.
Alpha, like so much
Y2J,
stuff, man.
Jericho from the early
The
2000s.
1004 list, 1004 whole list, Jericho.
The
Suit wearing Jericho.
The
Oh.
list and the Lionheart were the best ones.
I ain't gonna lie,
Yeah.
I'm gonna disagree with you on that one.
Dude,
And the suit wearing one. The suit wearing one. He was a
2010
monster.
suit wearing Jericho
yeah.
when he was telling
Suit-
fans to shut up was the best
Oh
one.
yeah,
Yeah, okay, it's between that
That
one.
was one of my favorite gimmicks from Chris.
Okay, it's between the suit gimmick, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna throw this out there. Chris Jericho conspiracy Chris Jericho WCW was actually underrated.
Oh yes, yes.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Seriously, I remember that.
Oh man, wait, Man of 1001 holds
Oh,
Chris
wait.
Jericho.
Wait. Do y'all
No,
remember?
I think that was conspiracy Jericho at the same time.
Wait,
Same one?
hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. Do y'all remember the clip where Chris Jericho went to the Library of Congress in kayfabe to find a loophole so he didn't have to defend the cruiserweight title? That shit was
Against
fucking amazing.
Dean Malenko, yeah, I remember that.
Great.
Like when he put that much effort to go to the Library of Congress just so he didn't have to defend the title that he lost anyways.
That's why conspiracy Jericho is literally probably the most underrated and probably the best gimmick of all time. He was in his bag, very creative. I mean, yeah, people love Super Weird Jericho and how heel he was, but to be that creative and do some shit like that,
Insane. His wrestling mind.
It also came to a head in his feud with Goldberg. But that never happened.
that was underrated as well.
Glass ceiling in WC.
With the Jericho, with him looking for the entranceway so he could do because he's doing the Goldberg entrance is like the funniest thing in the world. Funniest thing in the world.
Just to have fucking a botch pyro. Oh yeah.
Isn't he the reason why we have Gilbert in the first place, or no?
Yeah, he is. I think
they started Gilbert in WCW and then they brought it to at the time WAF.
Yes, they did. Yeah, him and Gilbert. Yeah,
and Ralph too.
Oh, Ralph. Yeah, great time. Such a great wrestling mind. Just needs to go home and just relax. But just go home, Jericho, please. I troll a lot.
Jericho's fall off needs to be studied by Congress.
He is literally like one of my top 10 favorite wrestlers of all time. But seriously, bro, I need a break. Go home. We don't need to see you on TV, bro. I think in his AEW run, he hasn't taken a break not once. I think he's been on TV from the start of AEW.
And that's a problem right there for Jericho. The man just don't want to take a break. He just want to be a workaholic.
He used to take a break. He used to be going to he used to be on tour with Fozzy all the time.
Yeah.
Now he never want to go on tour. Now he just wants to be on TV all the time. What changed, Chris? What happened? But whatever.
What's wrong with that? Come on, man.
I think the last good gimmick someone
That's
gave
what it
Jericho
was. The money.
the champion gimmick.
You said which gimmick?
I think Le Champion was his last actually kind of good gimmick. If
I'm
not that, then
I
that's
like
the
it.
Oh
The
yeah.
Champion was good, but the Ring of Honor championship run I liked. The Ocho thing, I thought because the whole thing was he was trashing on Ring of Honor because everyone was like he's not bringing honor to the title, he's disgracing the title for Claudio or Ring of Honor original to then beat him for the title. I thought it was a good run as well.
Which
was happening
I
at the same
still
time.
love Le Champion, a little bit of the bubbly. That's like I said.
Great all timer.
No, now the JAS was bad because it didn't elevate anyone and it fucked over Daniel Garcia and Anna Jay.
You know what? This
The
could be
internet-
another episode. We could just do tier lists of all the Jericho
We can
gimmicks he had.
return on Rampage.
That'd be
More
great.
things.
I already did that, but fuck it, we'll do our own.
We'll definitely
Yeah,
do it.
Ramp- Anna Jay returned. Hold on, Anna Jay returned on Rampage. Out of all things.
Oh yeah,
Rampage.
she did.
Okay.
Yeah. So then we go to a throwaway match of Action Andretti versus Brody King. After Action Andretti basically made fun of the House of Black because he's mad that they're on the the trucks and that Top Flight's not taking anything seriously for Brody King to then squash him. So there's that. And then we enter
the hype
Scapegoat
of
Jack Perry's. Oh, go ahead.
a hype of action. That's another downfall. The downfall of Action Andretti so quickly. Like, goddamn. Like, I remember when Action Andretti beat Chris Jericho and everyone was hyped as fuck and everyone was hyping him to fuck up. Now it's like, what are we doing with his booking?
He's with Top Flight on Ring of Honor now. That's what he's doing.
Still haven't won a title, but okay.
With Matthews, one of Matthews crushes Layla Gray as well, but we're just gonna move on from that before he gets crazy.
Oh wait! Leela Gray's gonna be on Rampage on Friday.
She technically is she?
Oh shit, she is, and I have to tune in. Damn.
Oh god. Okay. We then go to the Scapegoat Jack Perry's TNT Open Challenge, which was answered by the King, Murder Grandpa himself, Minoru Suzuki, but the match ended up in a count out victory because why?
You gotta put some respect on Minoru Suzuki. See, every time you say Minoru Suzuki, it's Minoru Suzuki.
Oh, my bad. You're right. I gotta give respect to the King.
Murder Grandpa is always gonna be the GOAT.
Oh,
yes. It was a good match. It was a very good match with technically Minoru just whooping his ass the whole match. For then Jack to throw him into some stairs and take a count-out victory to then try to beat up Suzuki afterwards. For Katsuyori Shibata to show up and save Suzuki. So this will set up a Jack Perry versus Shibata TNT title match down the line.
Oh, that actually just reminded me. It won't be Hook. I think Shibata actually might do it instead. I ain't gonna lie, Shibata.
That would be nice. I'll take it.
I'll take it too. I mean, and we could probably see Shibata versus Hook down the line, to be honest. You know, as a little friendly competition. I would love to see that.
Yes.
First of all, I love Shibata's underrated. His move list is so underrated. Love it.
Oh, he was the king.
His strong style, and on top of that, his theme song is badass. Always.
Yo, for real. Anyone who's never seen a Katsuyori Shibata match before he went to AEW, and if no one's seen his New Japan stuff, I recommend go watch some of his matches because he was that absolute beast, bro. And then he got injured to come.
Meanwhile, Takeshita just ain't shit. I guess I don't know, man.
We gonna get into him too. We gonna get into him too.
But if I know people say that, but if you don't want to watch New Japan Pro Wrestling, go watch Garcia versus Shibata.
Oh, the period
that match for ROH Period Championship.
Banger.
Now,
oh my God,
that was a funny match too, cause like Daniel kept fucking doing the dance.
Yes.
And Shibata slapped the fuck out of him. He said, "That had me dying." I ain't gonna lie.
Shibata said, "Get the fuck out of here." We then move on to the new BCC of Claudio Pack and the returning Wheeler Yuta. Oh, you have something to say?
No.
You thought you
said
BBC. That's really cool.
Wait, are we missing something?
Oh.
Are we missing something? Cause I swear, didn't Danielson come out?
The Okada match was last.
No. No. Did Danielson come out? Was it? No, that was a Collision. That was Dynamite. We missed it or whatever. When Danielson came out, he come out to beat up the choke out Mox.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah. I'm sorry. I forgot. Yes, Danielson then came. Oh yeah, let me go back. So to close out Dynamite after Mox beat Darby. Danielson then tried to choke him out with a tie. If you don't know, reference to when the Nexus debuted and beat up John Cena, and he choked out Justin Roberts with his own tie, which got him fired from WWE.
And Justin Roberts, he posted he posted a photo of it, like, and it made me chuckle a bit because he probably had deja vu.
I ain't gonna lie. Seeing that got a pop out of me. Got a big pop out of me. I was literally like fucking Leon on the couch. Hey, hey, I remember that. I see you, Danielson. I see you. You ain't slick. You ain't slick, motherfucker. You ain't slick.
Yeah, which then led to the rest of the BCC coming out to try to get Danielson off Moxley, which they couldn't because he was locked in. He was locked in. For them, Private Party and Commander to come. No, was it Private? Yeah, Private Party and Commander to then come out for the save for Danielson to say at Wrestle Dream he's gonna kick Moxley's head in, and that closed out Dynamite, which then leads to why this match is happening of BCC versus Private Party and Commander for the trios titles. It was not known if Will Yuta was going to show up because he's very upset that they did not inform him that they were going to try to murder Bryan Danielson on pay-per-view, and he seemed very not in the known about what was going to happen. But so it was a lot of questions on if he was going to show up for this match. He did. He reluctantly came out to defend the belts, but he was very much like, I'm not tagging in. I'm not going to help you. And that was basically the match until Yuta got carried away after he got smacked in the face and then hit a cat mutilation to win the match. And he seemed very conflicted. Shout out Kendrick Lamar.
I remember you was conflicted. I remember you was conflicted.
Yep. Basically, he said that's basically what happened. He hit that cat mutilation, and Pac and Claudio started clapping, and they were staring in awe of his crash out moment. To the point like I said, he hit that I remember you was conflicted and walked out the ring very fast to not even celebrate with the boys. So we'll figure out what's gonna happen with that. But yeah, thoughts and opinions on that?
I ain't gonna lie. I don't know where Yuta lands in this situation. I'm conflicted myself. I'm like, who is Yuta really gonna choose? Like, I don't know. Like, I don't see, if Yuta turns, that's obvious. But I don't know where it's gonna go to. It intrigued me a little bit. Because I'm like,
yes.
When the BCC turned on freaking, I said it right, BCC. Kind of people said, the other thing sometimes. I was like shocked as fuck when I'm like, yo, why like going after Danielson like that? I like, this gotta be a big story. There has to be more to it than what I think. But like, I really don't want Yuta to turn, to be honest. I really don't. I mean,
I don't think so.
I feel like what they did, like replacing him with Pac, basically, that's what they're doing right now. They can replace him with Pac. Since we'll get to the other part later on. But this story with Yuta is literally intriguing me a little bit. Like,
oh yeah, it is like gathering my interest on that story between Yuta and Mariah May along with Willow Nightingale.
It's like, yo, it's a good side story for the main story between Mox and the BCC and Danielson.
Yep. Any more opinions before I move on to the next match? Anyone wants to get in?
Yeah, there's really not much to say about it.
No.
All right. Moving on, we had the three-way Lucha Libre match of Hologram, Beast Mortos, and Dralistico. Basically, I don't really know much I can say about this match. It was to basically commemorate Hispanic Heritage Month. Lots of high flying that ended with Hologram winning. To then Mortos and Dralistico almost butting heads for then El Toro Blanco Roosh to come out and unite them, and then Hologram with his dumb self tried to take all three of them out for them to stomp him out, and now they're reforming LFI of Roosh, Dralistico, and Beast Mortos.
You know what? I haven't heard that name in a hot minute. You might got me intrigued with motherfucking you might got me intrigued with motherfucking AEW. I see that you said LFI.
Yes, LFI is now back in business with the. Yes, so they're back in business. It's now Roosh, Dralistico, and Mortos.
A new
But I'm not gonna lie. I've been kind of hating on Beast Mortos, not because of who he is or what he's done, but a few months ago he put on like a 15-minute match just randomly on an episode of Dynamite. That was the most boring shit I've ever seen in my life. Like, why the fuck we watching this 15, 17-minute match? Crowd's not into it. Fucking boring. There's no plot relevance. Like, and ever since then, I've been kind of low-key hating on him. Not as much as like Brian Cage or Kyle Fletcher, but you know, it's not in a good state.
But
And
yes, if you're
show my age, I have no idea what LFI is. I think I've heard of it.
Oh, LFI. Okay, it's basically Los Faction Ingobernables. Basically the whole thing was, you know how Naito has Los Ingobernables in New Japan?
Yeah, weren't they in like New Japan at one point, if I'm correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
It started as a faction in Mexico that Rush and Andrade started. And then when they went to Japan, Naito started the Japan version of it. So it started off in Mexico, and then it became New Japan, but it's just the New Japan version became more popular. And then they took it to Ring of Honor, where it was Rush, Dragon Lee, Kenny King, and I forgot who else. And they were running Ring of Honor. Yeah, Kenny King was part of the group.
That's the name I haven't heard in a hot minute.
I mean, shit, if Dragon Lee and Andrade came from this, then I might be intrigued too. Shit.
I seen the Naito version was. When I said that's why I respect Naito so much to this day. Like niggas like, who's Naito? I'm like, y'all, that man is.
I just thought. Side note, I saw a post. I think they're about to sell out a New Japan show, and he's got busted knees. Like the man has busted knees, and he's still putting butts in seats. Like insane work. I'm just saying. Respect to Naito.
I feel like it's gonna happen. I mean, I feel it's always been. It's either been like I said Okada. The past couple years it was Okada, Naito, Evil, or whoever was in the title picture. To be honest, and like I said, that name I got, like I said, that's gonna get a big pop out of me every time. See this squad right here, this trio.
Yes. So now we move on to Nep's favorite tag team, MXM's fashion show, where basically I can't even get through it. I can't even get through it.
I was with dinner with my family since that Dynamite. That was my birthday.
Oh my God!
Someone mentioned to me. I was like, "What?" Mentioned me, and they said, "Oh, your favorite tag teams." I was like, "Ooh." I was like, "Oh."
I'm not gonna lie. I have a lot of issues with Maximum Model because I'm just like, they're funny, but it's like, where's your wrestling talent at? Like, come on, bro. Come on, you Mansoor, you're better than this. Maybe it was for them the right choice to move on from WWE, to be honest. But it just feels like they're just that random tag team that's just always going to be funny, but never win any titles, never have any good, like, decent. I mean, they have decent matches, but they're not going to. Like I said, they're not going to make that much impact, and that's where I stand with Maximum Models. But yeah, the segment threw me off, but then I heard at the end of the segment that it was hilarious as shit, though.
Yes, so I'm gonna get into it. So basically, they were making fun of Max Caster's fashion. So they had a fashion show where basically a bunch of models came out with their faces on them, and they modeled some stuff for them to reveal a new custom jacket that was modeled by their man Hans. For Hans to only be revealed to be Billy Gunn.
I'm an ass man.
And then Max Caster and Anthony Bowen showed up to crash the fashion show, and they stole the jacket.
Not them, not them robbing them. Okay.
But the whole segment was funny because they were talking about Billy Gunn, like they were gassing him up. They're like, look at him, look at those muscles, look at those abs, look at him, look at Hans. Like, wow, like, bro.
I'm crying.
It's just like fucking, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Just imagine Maximum Male Models with Caleb Williams.
Oh God. Oh, Caleb with the K. Oh God. That's great. He's like, they'd be like Billy and Chuck and Rico.
Y'all ain't shit. Just know that y'all ain't shit.
Oh my
Wait,
goodness.
hold on. I got one. In Caleb Williams' next game, he's gonna paint the Maximum Male Models logos on his fingernails.
Oh God.
I'm crying. Y'all ain't shit.
Come
I'm just
check
saying,
out
I'm
my
just saying. Wait.
AW.
Wait.
Shit like
We
that.
know Tony Collins to spend money on getting music. I'm just saying, pay WB so you can get that
We're on the budget for Christ's sake.
I mean, shit, he's already.
Favorite line.
Tony Khan's already got a stake in the NFL. Shit, he can reach out to Caleb.
Right. I'm saying he can reach out and get that song. I'm just saying,
Yeah,
call him
so
up. But moving on, we move on to my least favorite match of the night. Jeff Jarrett, Double J, the King of the Mountain himself, versus this absolute piece of garbage.
Slapnut. This is Hangman.
It's Hangman. It's Hangman.
It's Hangman.
It's like, bro, Slapnuts versus Chick Hicks, bro.
Hey, guess I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say this because Ryro's here. But I'm gonna be honest. Ryro, you gonna hate me. Hangman is actually one of my favorite AEW wrestlers. His hardcore grit is what gets to me, man.
No, I'm not gonna lie, because I actually, this is gonna come as a shock to everyone. I actually used to be a Hangman fan. When he was in Ring of Honor and he joined Bullet Club, I was a big Hangman guy. Mm-hmm. I told Ty we would do an episode where we go into my hate about Hangman Adam Page, because it's a long one. It's a long story.
I'm gonna cosplay that day as Hangman Adam Page.
But I did use, like, that's a big shock. I'm a Hangman hater 100% till the day I die now. But I actually used to be a fan of his, and he's actually a good wrestler. I am not that delusional. I'm not Vincent Kennedy McMahon. He's actually a really good wrestler.
We canceled. We already canceled. I'm we canceled. It's over. 3 episodes in. That man. No, I'm playing. Y'all seen the documentary? I mean, that man's been mentioned everywhere.
Yeah, I'm not delusional. He's a great wrestler, great talent. I just don't like him as a character and as a person. But we're gonna get into it. It turned out it was a lumberjack strap match. Now, I did go into this thinking, is this supposed to be like the WWE match where they're just strapped together and they're gonna fight? But no, they actually brought out live strap. They actually brought straps, and there was lumberjacks around to strap you as well. Basically, this match was Hangman beating up on Jeff Jarrett the whole match until everyone got sick of Hangman and they started whipping him with the straps all around the ring. Best part of the match, by the way. Karen even got some licks in. He even wanted to hit Karen with the strap. So yeah, seems like Hangman has some issues he needs to deal with.
This is for my nigga Swerve. This is for fucking use a stapler on him.
But yes, this ended up with Hangman. They whipped him to shreds, and then Aubrey Edwards, who I think was the ref, got distracted for Hangman to give Jeff Jarrett a low blow to hit him with a Deadeye for the win. So yes, this is now going to lead to Hangman versus Juice Robinson, because him and Juice were having a lot of quarrels during the match. Any opinions on this too before we move on? Like I said, this is kind of a throwaway match. This is just Hangman getting some wins after the Swerve feud. So anything anyone got to say?
I ain't gonna lie, I'll be looking forward for that match, Hangman versus Juice. Like I said, I haven't been watching that much AEW, but there's some things that have been intriguing me. So hey, you might see me a lot more on this side of town. You know what I'm saying? Hey, like yo, LFI showing up. You got freaking. I ain't gonna lie, that BCC story is getting intriguing. When is Shane gonna come in? I don't know.
We don't know.
Careful! If JRV watches this, he might leave a comment because he's mad about that. So.
Oh yes, he is.
Hey, look! I'm pretty sure he gonna watch this. He be like, is that Loaf saying that he likes AEW? I'm like, I joke around.
Facts.
Ho.
JRV.
Man, we like AEW. I just be fucking trolling this dude.
We probably the biggest. We probably the biggest AEW trolls, big time. Biggest.
Yeah.
Like I said,
go ahead. You can finish.
I said we watch it, but Yeah, a lot of stuff is intriguing. I gotta ask, what the fuck is MJF?
MJF, oh, he's filming movies. So the Daniel Garcia match was a way to take him off TV so he can make movies now. He's doing, I think he's about to do, what's it, Happy Gilmore 2 or something like that?
Most
The one with Sydney Sweeney and Faith Frantic?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So now we get to our main event of Collision, the AEW Continental Championship Eliminator match. The Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada versus the Bum,
Sorry, I do
Sammy
that every time.
Guevara.
I gotta do it every time. I ain't gonna lie, one thing that cracks me up about the whole Rainmaker thing is when Finn Balor said, I said, Okada, this is how you counter the Rainmaker. And all you see is machine gun. He's doing this. Dodged it.
Yeah, Okada then, dude.
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't really pay attention to this match because I already knew Okada was gonna win. And Sammy Guevara, as many times as Tony Khan wants to try to make him get over with the fans, he's never gonna get over. Just stop trying to put Sammy Guevara. Just stop it. He's never gonna get over. He has no aura. Just zero, like, bum. I'm sorry.
Put the fries in the bag, bro. Put the fries in the bag. See, look, I need a button for my soundboard for that. Every time I hear wrestle that I don't like, that's mid. Hey, yo, put the fries in the bag, bro. Just like Carmelo told Andrade.
Put the fries in the bag, bro. You're washed.
Yo, wow. Hey, Carmelo definitely looking on Twitter, like seeing like what can like which line can say that can like get views on Twitter and be used. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, not gonna lie. But here's the thing, though, right? Calling Sammy Guevara the Bum is crazy. I mean, he's a bum, but shit, it's crazy.
He is.
I'm just saying,
he's a less sexy bum.
He's a.
I'm just saying.
Mid as fuck.
I'm just saying he mid. He don't bring no value. I don't. For it was actually like when people said when people said he's one of the four pillars, I was like, you must be bugging.
He's the worst.
You mean four pillars?
He okay.
He's a pillar of being nice. That's what he is.
High school movie.
Hey, no.
He's a pillar of being nice.
After that match he had with Cody, after that match he had with Cody Rhodes, I ain't gonna lie, it was believable. When they did the four pillars fatal four way, I believed it. You know, but now,
I hear you.
Now I just have no respect for Sammy Guevara at all, and it's just like, bro, what happened? Funny story. I was at the last time I went to was the one he made his return for, and I made a joke because I was there with my best friend, my dad, and my aunt. And I turned to my aunt and I was like, "Could you imagine Sammy Guevara returning tonight?" I was like, "That'd be crazy, no pop." And then literally his music hits, and I was like, I hate myself. I was like, why? Why? I spoke into existence. It was no pop.
It was no pop. There was no pop. Everyone was like, oh my god. They started booing him. I was like, I called it.
You want to know what went wrong? The American Top Team storyline. That's where it started to go wrong for him.
Oh yeah, that stuff with him and his wife Ty Conti. Yeah, that was kind of whack. That was cringe. Oh my god.
Like, when that happened when I first started to watch AEW, I kid you not, that's still the worst storyline I've seen in AEW.
Hey, do not ever say Ty Conti, all right? Tay Conti. Don't put her name with my name, nigga. Fuck out of here.
My bad. Damn. All right.
I'm crying.
Damn. All right.
I ain't gonna mute myself by saying that.
You said I gotta say Tay Conti. Okay. All right. But that was basically.
I was about to say something crazy, but I
was gonna say Mercedes Ty Monet, whatever. I'm gonna find
you wanna get muted? I'm mute you.
Hey, I shut this whole shit down. Fuck out here.
Wait, no, we can't. We can't shut it down yet.
I'm playing.
But yes, that has basically been the rundown of AEW, Dynamite, and Collision. We're now going to move on to some tiny news. Some funny enough, because the whole thing is we're talking about injuries. I have 2 updates on 3 people. Injury status. It says Powerhouse Hobbs has been medically cleared from his knee injury from April, and he's looking to be returning to in-ring action. And also, Kota Ibushi and Kenny Omega are teasing a in-ring return soon.
The Golden Lovers.
Yeah.
It says Coda says they've been training with each other and they've been doing some things. So, but it looks like that maybe we might get that Golden Lovers reunion, and that might be who takes the titles off the Bucks.
Yo, that tag team has a story within itself, a long-term storybook. Can't say it right.
So-
Long-term booking.
So now that I just saw that, I was like, that's gonna be the team that's gonna, if Kenny is healthy enough, that's gonna be the team to take the titles off the Bucks. It's gonna be Ibushi and Omega.
I ain't gonna lie, out of all the elite, I always like Kenny the best. I'm not gonna lie. He always put out great matches, no matter what.
Yes. Shoot, I might go back and watch him in Okada at Dominion again.
Man,
Nah,
I'm not gonna lie.
I'm about to watch
I'm not
him
gonna lie.
and Chris Jericho at Wrestle Kingdom.
Oh, that was a great match. That was a great match. I was in high school when that match happened.
I was just in, what was that?
I was a sophomore. I was a sophomore when that happened, I think.
2016? 2017?
Yeah.
I was in the military.
2016.
I was in the military. I caught that shit live too.
Oh yeah, me too. Me and my friend made a bet on it because he thought Jericho was gonna win, and I said, "No, Omega's winning. Oh, you're crazy." And I won, obviously, and he got
ain't gonna
mad.
lie, Jericho kind of convinced me when he was attacking Kenny all the time and shit like that, popping up on him. I thought he was gonna win.
Yo, like I said, we gotta talk about Chris Jericho at some point with his runs, because man, he was killing it. That the New Japan runs was a whole nother category itself. Him and Naito, him and Omega, like bro, but yeah. So then we move on to the real topic we want to talk about. The Lucha Bros.
Yeah, of the title
In there.
of the video, yes.
Yes. They have been it's been said that they're not going to sign with they're not going to resign with AEW, and they're going to go to WWE, and they're going to be main roster ready. They're going to the main roster. It was until we then got a report, I think from Sean Ross Sapp, saying that they're not going to WWE, and everyone went, "What are you talking about?" For then Tony Khan to add injury time to Ray Phoenix and Pentagon, and looks like they will not be resigning until later next year.
That's some fucked
I'm sorry,
up
they
shit.
won't be signing to WWE till later next year.
And we are in the question of we are in the segment of stuff that people blank that stuff that the EC hold on. What's that thing? What's that saying? Oh, stuff that the drones, stuff that the people get mad about that WWE does. It always reflects back to WWE in some way.
It's cool when they do it. It's a problem when I do it.
There you
but
go.
Ironically, like I told you, it's ironic because WWE did it to their Death Triangle partner, Pac, when he wanted to leave WWE. They put injury time on him and say, you can't leave yet. So I find that ironic that it coincides with both. But from what I'm hearing, it's mixed opinions. Some people, like most of there's a lot of people that are saying cool because honestly, not Penta, but Phoenix was injured 2 times in his AEW tenure. So it would be smart of Tony to be like, hey, bro, like I signed you for all this money and you was barely out for most of those 2 years I had you sign. Yeah, you stay in here and you gonna ride out your contract because you owe me some time. But also, it's mad petty considering Tony's standpoint on what he said with contracts. He said he will always, if you want to leave, he will let you write out your contract and he'll never fire. He said he won't fire anyone. And if you want to leave, he'll let you go. So I find it ironic that all of a sudden now we're doing injury time. I get it from a business standpoint, but it seems it's coming from a petty place. I also seen people say that this wasn't even going to happen and that Tony was going to let them go until Conan opened his mouth about telling Tony Khan on Twitter, what goes around comes around. And then Tony, out of spite of that, added injury time to their contracts. If that's the case, if it's because of what Conan said and it's just you being petty, that's absolutely messed up, because why should Phoenix and Pentagon have to suffer? Because Conan's a bitter old man. But that's basically my opinion on it. I think from a business standpoint, I get it. if I pay you a certain amount of money and you're not here for most of that time I have you on contract, I want my money back. And so you owe me the time on this contract. From a business standpoint, cool. But from if it's a petty standpoint, like how some other companies do it, I'm not a fan of it at all. If people want to go, just let them go. And also, I don't think Phoenix and Penta have done anything negative company-wise. They've never said anything bad about the company. They've never done anything like negative in the company. So I felt like if you should just let them go. If this is really about Conan being petty and Tony just being petty out of spite, I don't agree with it. I think you should just let them go, and that's where I stand on it.
That's where I stand. I just feel like it's ironic, and it's just funny, the simple fact that they're literally, when it comes down to it, they bring up WWE. I'm like, for what? For what, my guy? We're talking about Tony Khan, who's already known as a bad booker. Tony Khan, who talks about contracts, talk about WWE, always talk about contract tampering. What's going on this time, Tony? Tony, you're looking more like WCW every day.
The need to bring up WWE is unnecessary. I get what people get from it because in the past we've seen Vince McMahon, he's added time to people's contracts, and also he's just fired people just out of the blue. We all saw the pandemic releases. So is most of the AEW drones being like, you can't talk trash about AEW doing it when your favorite company did the same thing too.
Well, they actually did add injury time during Triple H's reign. Drew McIntyre got injury time. But I think he was staying regardless. So
he was gonna stay. So that didn't really mean anything. But
it was a logistical injury time. It was just like, we're gonna, give you a little bit more time to figure out your contract. We're gonna see how we book it, and then bada bing, bada boom. But Vince's injury time was just being petty, and this is the same with Tony Khan now. I think he's just being petty. I don't think he's being real about the situation. And this is a guy who has, once again, like I said, MPD, bipolar disorder, and a guy who, for some odd reason, is very wishy-washy with everything in life. This man will say one thing, and then the next thing will be the complete opposite. This shit is annoying.
Facts.
The issue with AEW fans who bring up WWE doing this, I don't want to make this seem about tribalism, but it is tribalism, and they don't realize that two wrongs don't make a right. It's like just because this company did the same thing that was bad doesn't give you an excuse to defend the same behavior.
Shit, they don't ever bring up other companies. Like, damn, there's other companies, TNA, MLW, fuck.
But TNA did it. They added more time to Josh Alexander's contract. Why? No one wanted to bring that up. I'm just saying, it's like Matthew said, two wrongs don't make a right. It was wrong when WWE did it, and it's wrong that AEW are doing it now. It doesn't, just because WWE did it doesn't make AEW doing it any better than when WWE did it. They're both completely wrong.
Yo, speaking of things that WWE has done and AEW has done, Swerve Strickland. Isaiah Swerve Scott Strickland.
Okay, so I have his exact quotes to what he said right here pulled up. So for those that don't know, Swerve Strickland just recently went on The Breakfast Club, and Charlemagne the God brought up the fact that there was reports going around that WWE officials were rattled that someone like him was giving a big contract, and they basically said they wouldn't have gave him that much money. In his own words, he says they only complain when a black person gets paid. That's what, once again, we shake the foundation and things like that. It's not like, oh snap, wait, it's not what we would pay. I'm like, then why are you calling me? Why are you asking for me? Like, if I'm not your concern, don't worry about it. Don't worry about my pockets and our money. We're good. You got your talent, and you made your decision about me 2 years ago. No hard feelings. I'm gonna keep it pushing. Then they asked him about the rumor that WWE tried to re-sign him in 2022 when there was the reports of Triple H taking over the creative control when Vince stepped down, and that they were contract tampering. And he said that he asked his representation. He said that WWE asked his representation about his availability, and that he was happy that the company never directly contacted him, as he likes to keep space between himself and those conversations, as it helps him progress and get higher in the business.
Thoughts? I like to tell my thoughts first of all.
Go ahead.
Swerve's
Hold on. Let me go first.
Oh yeah, you go first.
Once again, wishy-washy, because and now the thing about it is he only said that because MVP came along and probably added that to his deal. Why are you? First of all, the report came from Dave Meltzer. We've seen all year that he's been getting fried by everybody.
Yeah.
And you're gonna believe that? One and two. I mean, hey, I don't know what's his what is his contract? What? $7.5 million, maybe?
He is I think they said he's now the highest paid contract after he signed his after the contract he just signed. He's one of the highest paid with Okada and Mercedes.
Here's my thing.
So he's only getting $5 to $7 million.
About.
Here's my thing. Swerve.
I would say he's like 4, but yeah.
Swerve. You're complaining about market value. My guy, let me show you. First of all, your value's pretty high, yes, especially how you were. But for one, your title reign, I ain't gonna lie, was kind of mid. I'm gonna say that for sure. That's one of those what I was talking about earlier. That Chase was better than the title reign. Like in a way, it kind of was like Chase was kind of better than the title reign. Your value is pretty high, but for you to say that about, oh, well, they released me 2 years ago, wasn't that under Vince's control still?
Yes, it was. It was.
Oh, yeah.
It was under when Hit Row went to the main roster. They first fired B-Fab, then they fired the 3 of them, and then he went to AEW. That was under Vince's reign. Then when Hunter got control, they started making calls, and he was one of the people they tried to get. And like he said, he had his representatives talk to them, and then basically, from what was being reported, it was they tried to get him for the Hit Row reunion while he was still under contract with AEW. And I think around the time it was Tony's mom had died, so he wasn't really doing anything business-wise. So the report was that not AEW, WB representatives tried to poach talent from WWE that jumped ship. They tried to poach talent from AEW that jumped ship, like Andrade, Swerve. I think Keith Lee was on that list. I don't remember the whole list entirely, but I remember the 2 biggest ones was Andrade and Swerve. And Swerve, like he said, talked to his lawyers about it, and then they just squashed it from there.
And so funny that it's funny. First of all, Swerve, why we bringing up race into this? Because let's talk about, because that's what I wanted to get into. Because Swerve, why we talk about race in this, and people on the IWC are so dumb. I love. They're so dumb because another thing was popped up in between that said, "Oh, this is a 3rd or 7th PLE that WWE has booked that has no black male wrestlers."
I'm like, I don't care.
Swerve, Swerve, this was, I think this is what Swerve was talking about. I don't give a shit. First of all, I explained that to somebody because you want to talk about the black wrestlers that are not being utilized. There are so many in AEW. Like I said, at least some of the black wrestlers that are being utilized, at least they're at their spot. Like I said, you have people like Carmelo Hayes, who's in the U.S. title, U.S. title picture. You have people like Trick Williams, who is literally the most over wrestler other than Joe Hendry himself in NXT.
Keep going.
You had people, and this is also
Alana Jordan is currently the North American champion.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Obafemi is
Obafemi is also currently the North American champion.
Dominant wrestler. He's about to be the most longest reign in North America.
The biggest one is Montez Ford. That's what people are saying. Montez has said it himself that he doesn't want to split from
Angelo at all because he feels like Angelo will get lost in the shuffle. So that's out the window.
And then you have the only two people, like I said, what you have Cedric and Ashanti, who are, I ain't gonna lie, mid as fuck. I'm sorry, but they're still being utilized.
Javon Evans is like billed as the next big thing.
Like legit, and the man like.
Can we continue more? And I was looking at what I was looking at earlier was the AEW roster, and I was looking
Bianca
at
Belair and Jade Cargill are currently the tag champions, and Bianca Belair had a year reign with the championship.
Yeah.
Bianca Belair was in 3 WrestleManias in a row in championship.
Oh, mind you,
She main evented the WrestleMania.
Aren't they about to host Bad Blood as well? I'm just saying.
Right. And yet, for some reason, there were some people in the IWC who were complaining that they're hosting Bad Blood. Like, what the fuck do you want?
I saw that.
The SmackDown song is made by a black woman. A black male has the a black male has the main song for Bad Blood. What do you want?
Yeah, that's
You want them to win every
And
time?
also, it's taking place, let's say, in historic Black City, aka Atlanta.
And that's why I'm like mad as hell, cause I'm like, yo, why are we bringing? Why? Like people are being utilized, and it's like when it comes down to it, I'm gonna say it just like this. When it comes down to black people, they're like, oh, this and that, da da da. They never look. They're ignorant to the fact of the facts that are out there. Let's talk about AEW's roster. Let's talk about how people like Anthony. I was looking at a tweet. There's a list of wrestlers who are not being used, black wrestlers, male, that are not being used, that are utilized in AEW, but nobody want to talk about that. Anthony Ogogo, where is he at?
Mid.
Brian Keith ain't really doing shit.
Oh, learning tree. That's learning tree.
Let me see. Who else? Who else is there?
Leela Gray.
Private Party hasn't been. Where's their tag team title?
Leela Gray is not black.
They need that.
Yeah,
Leela Gray's not black.
I mean, bro, Leela Gray top flight. I mean, they're mostly shown on ROH though.
Keith Lee.
Keith Lee is
without a contract. No, he has no contract. He's not signed.
I mean, Lee Moriarty is a pure champion, but I mean, you put him under something that was literally. Yo, thank you for a like, by the way. What's good, TC?
Oh no, he's still signed to AEW. He's still signed.
I barely have seen him.
Keith Lee is still signed. That dude.
Yeah, he's still signed.
Let me see. Hobbs was injured, but before that,
he's coming back.
Hobbs is gonna be in this MVP faction, which once again,
useless booking.
Gonna be ass. But yeah, continue.
Who else? Scorpio Sky. Where is he at?
Injured.
No, that dude hasn't been on AEW in like 2 years.
Sean Dean.
I'm not gonna lie. I've Scorpio Sky since the end of the Sammy Guevara American Top Team story. I kid you not.
He put up like the first couple episodes of Collision and then just disappeared without a trace. I think he got injured.
Okay, and then we can even talk about the women's. Like shit. I mean, Athena is women's world champion for ROH. Cool.
The longest reigning AEW champion of right now, also longest reigning ROH champion in history.
Kiera Hogan has been used a little bit, but barely. Like I said, why don't she show up in the more AEW matches?
Queen Aminata.
Oh yeah,
Queen Aminata.
That pissed me off just thinking about that shit because, thank you for the follow, by the way. Queen Aminata. She had a eliminator match with Mariah May. I'm like, wow. For the whole match that she just had with Athena in ROH.
It's a wow.
Like, because
wait. To be fair, he lost that match.
Hold on, let me continue. My man, because I know I got distracted. But like that Queen, because she showed her. I'm gonna say it like this: she showed her ass, and she showed me that she was one of those top women up there. Like I said, her and Athena had one of the best matches of the year, women's matches of the year. To be honest, I'm not gonna lie. Sleeper match. Go watch it. Death Before Dishonor this year. Very great match. Why is Queen Aminata losing to Mariah May all of a sudden? Why? Like, it just felt like she got sent to the Shadow Realm after that. I'm like, come on, bro. You want to talk about race? Bro, like, y'all, like I said, when it comes to, Swerve want to bring up race, But like I said, your value wasn't even up there that much in the first place because during your title reign, there was more people that was over at that time, like Will Ospreay, who was getting looked at and stuff like that. You was getting overlooked sometimes, my guy.
So speaking of when you said, I remember we had a conversation because you said it was mid, and I was like, let me talk to you for a second. Shout out LA Knight. And I was like, he had the match against Ospreay, which was a banger match. Then he had then the Danielson stuff.
Yes.
The Christian Cage match was interesting. The feuds, I would say the feuds themselves weren't except for the Hangman joint, but he lost the title after that. The feuds he had when he had the title were not the best. They could have been, I guess, a little bit more. The Ospreay one, I think, is the most interesting one because Will was overconfident and he was taking it a little bit too nice. Like, he's like, yeah, me and Swerve are gonna have this great match. It's gonna be awesome. And Swerve is like, you can't just come in here and think you just gonna overrun, like, you just gonna run this whole place. I'm still the champion, bro. Like, learn your, like, he's basically like, know your role and shut your mouth.
Know your role.
Christian, like I said, I didn't really care for that feud. That was kind of a throwaway. I knew he was gonna win that match. I didn't really care for it. The Danielson match was good too, which he ended up losing. And like I would, for the matches he had, I wouldn't say it was a mid run. I just felt like they could have. It was like an average. It was like a average.
It was the chase was better than the title reign, basically.
Yes.
Yeah, well, of course, I'm a Swerve fan, so I'm always say I love his title reign because I'm biased. But I do think they could have done a lot more with his title run than they actually did. I do agree with that.
They really could have.
They could have done a lot more.
Which makes my point is like, are you overlooking the fact that like literally there's bad booking? There's like I said, I know it's not about the booking part, but it's like for you to say, oh, you were getting basically overlooked by WWE and stuff like that. I'm like, bro, you just made a dumb. Like, you just caused a big ass.
I'll say that. I can go into why. He has a grudge with them because Triple H, when he was in NXT, never saw him as a guy he can use. Shawn Michaels had to vouch for him on a lot of occasions. Like, for instance, Hit Row was actually supposed to be just the three, Ashanti, Top Dollar, and B-Fab. And Shawn had to fight to get Swerve into the group because he's like, he can elevate the group and make them better. Hunter did not agree, but Shawn basically was like, trust me. He's went on record to say Triple H never really believed in him like that. Shawn always did. So he kind of has a grudge against Hunter. Because Shawn saw his potential and Hunter never did.
But it's like, yo, there's more people that was over at that time, like Adam Cole and shit like that. Like, I seen that era. Like, come on, bro. Like, Swerve, you were overlooked because, like I said, there was better talent. It happens. Like, when people, and it connects to when people were, like I said, have been complaining about the PLE thing. I'm like, why y'all make it about race when there's better talent? There's better stories that are going on. Like, just enjoy wrestling. Enjoy it.
I feel like the whole thing got way blown out of proportion, because what the hell are we talking about? Why are we bringing race into this? Why do we care about the matches that happen on the PLEs? Literally, like, plenty of black people are getting opportunities in the wrestling business in WWE, so I don't see why anyone's trying to take what he said and bring it. That's another thing. Why are we trying to make it about WWE now? Why did we do that? Oh, he was just talking about money. He just said they just don't like it when we get paid. And everyone went, yeah, you're not on the card though. And it's like, wait, how we get from they don't like it when we get paid to there's no black people on the card, and the Triple H's racist allegations are like first of all, can I just speak? The Triple H's racist allegations is mad crazy to me. What are y'all talking about, bro? What do you mean?
And guess who it came from? Guess who it came from? Yes,
MVP.
Fucking P, who just debuted with fucking AEW for no reason. So what are we talking about?
And the thing is, MVP's only grudge with that is because they just won't let him do. They wouldn't let him do the Hurt Business again. But here's my thing, Montel. Let me talk to you for a second. The Hurt Business crap only happened under Vince. I can see Hunter's point in not bringing it back up because I understand I understand his viewpoint. They said they were gonna bring it back, then they decided not to. But looking at it, they had y'all the first time and it was good. Then Vince broke it up and everyone got mad. Then they asked for it to bring it back, and then they brought it back, but you guys didn't really bring anything. Like
No impact.
It didn't hit the same as the first time. So at this point, is how many times are we gonna keep reusing or how many times are we gonna beat this dead horse, bro? The Hurt Business was cool for what it was back then.
Like,
I understood when you do it now.
Like that's not even the best faction MVP was in. The beatdown plan. The beatdown plan.
And Hurt Business is literally.
And Bobby was in that same. Wasn't Bobby in that same group? And then after a while, yeah.
They kicked him out. Yes. I was a big BDC fan. I can speak on this. Well, you can too. You can too. Because I
was watching around the time.
So, this is around the time that TNA was no longer cool to watch, but I was still watching it. MVP and the Beatdown Clan was one of the greatest ideas. It was him, Kenny King, Loki. Samoa Joe, and Loki, which is ironic because Joe and Loki ended up both leaving right after the faction got made. So I find that crazy that they put them in this faction for Joe to then go to WWE and Loki just go to the independent circuit to do whatever. But either way, the group was still fire. And then they brought in Bobby for Bobby to be like, I want to be part of this group. They kicked him out, and then they brought in Homicide, and then they brought in Hernandez. They brought in LAX to the BDC, but because Hernandez was still signed with Lucha Underground, and he didn't mention that he was still signed with Lucha Underground when they brought him into TNA. Lucha Underground then sued TNA. They fired Hernandez, and MVP ended up quitting because of the whole thing. BDC was such a good idea, bro. Such a good idea.
Like, I know a little bit off topic from what we were talking about, but I think it connects in the way. Like, I feel like this is where that's where it all started. The MVP comments. Because it trickled down. It trickled down from that to Triple H's races to now Swerve is saying this, and now they're saying, oh, black male wrestlers not on the PLE. I'm just like, yo, like, can y'all defend black wrestlers when they actually get done wrong, please?
Yo, facts. Can we talk about? And I want to bring this up too. There's two things I want to bring up. MVP in his comments was just talking about on his Twitter, talking about how the Hurt Business they didn't want to bring it back together, and then a fan in the comments was like said something about Triple H being racist, and he agreed, and I was like, come on, bro, really? Then if we go back to AEW, when Cedric Alexander's wife, Big Swole, got released from AEW, she made a comment about how this was around AEW, the time AEW was starting, and I think it was around pandemic era.
And Tony Khan
said that he went off on her because she said that there's not enough diversity. There wasn't like a lot of people of color on the roster, and there was no diversity in the locker room and on the roster. And he went off on her and basically said, he basically said, you brought no value to my company. Your words don't matter. Everyone watch Dynamite this Wednesday. And I was like, what is wrong with you, bro?
I ain't gonna lie. I kind of agree with Tony Khan because I ain't gonna lie. Big Soul was kind of push me.
She did it, but
she did. God, she did to herself. To be honest, I ain't gonna lie. I always felt
like,
that.
Damn.
Like,
I was like, damn.
Like I said, but nobody don't talk about that either.
Yeah, it was like a topic for like a couple weeks, and then they moved on from it because no one cared afterwards. So,
but the whole Triple H's races and all that stuff, I've been hearing this for like what 2-3 months now.
Yeah, thanks MVP. Thanks a lot MVP. You caused MVP. A massive wave of dumb IWC drones. Now, anytime a black person loses a match or they don't get booked, we have you to blame now. Thank you very much.
Like I said, hey, I'm gonna say it like this: what y'all gonna be? Like I said, where y'all gonna be at when they finally get treated right? Y'all gonna be like, oh my gosh, would you look at that nigga? Basically,
insane. But yeah, that's basically it. I think unless I have more news, let me see. Oh yeah, I forgot this. So this is something we can close out on. So apparently, AEW content will no longer be on Bleacher Report, as Bleacher Report is shutting down their pay-per-view division. It says now you can watch AEW pay-per-views on Fight TV and Triller, and YouTube, It says that there is a report that they're doing this because AEW has secured a media rights deal with Warner that is set for 4 years, and that pay-per-views will potentially start streaming on Max the beginning of 2025.
I think that's gonna fall off real quick. People have HBO Max, but streaming on HBO Max, I don't know. It's almost the same thing as that. I don't know. That's iffy. That's streaming services. It's like I said versus NXT, who's going to the CW, which is like actual television. Television.
Yeah. I feel like it's the same as WB being on Peacock, and I forgot someone else is on some other joint. I forgot.
Honor.
Was it TNA?
I think it's Honor Club. I think it's ROH.
Oh, Honor Club. ROH. Honor Club. That's what I'm thinking about. Yes. This has been something I've been waiting for since they announced since the rumor of that they would bring stuff to that. I know the biggest thing was everyone wanted the Ring of Honor library to be moved to Max. I would hope that would be the next move because I'm trying to see certain shows and I'm not going to pay Honor Club. I already pay for Max, so I'll watch it there, but I will not pay for Honor Club just so I can see a couple of matches, bro. I'll watch certain matches for free on their YouTube. And for the most part, most of the
this is getting clipped, right? You know how many times you just said bro like Vince Russo?
I know. I'm from New York, just like him. Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
Come on, bro.
Yo, what's funny? I just told my mom. I was like, I need to buy a Yankees jersey too. I already got like a fitted up in my room somewhere. So I was like, I just need the baseball bat too. I think also he used to wear like was it Giants gear too?
Yeah,
so,
he did.
So, but I'll never be.
Yeah, you're gonna be booking Hangman, Adam Page on a pole match.
Oh my god! Oh no, we're gonna do a screw job. We're gonna do Bash at the Beach. I'm gonna just hand them the title and just cut a promo on them later.
Oh, 2000! Oh! Shout out Brian Zane. Hey, shout out Brian Zane, because I ain't gonna lie. Because of him, I remember all these moments from classic.
Yo, facts. Shout out Wrestling with Regret, bro. Such a great person, man. Brian Zane is just so great.
Man,
so great. He kept me. He's the reason I know much about WCW and about like TNA before I started watching.
TNA, Marky D123. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh yeah, him. I forgot what. Funny, because of him, that's how I found out about EC3's Control Your Narrative stuff. He watched it. It was like the video's like, I watched it so you didn't have to, and I was like, oh, thank God, because I was like, this is ridiculous. But Marky D, yeah, he's cool too. I like him.
This has been a great episode, guys. I ain't gonna lie. I'm glad to be here. I ain't gonna lie. I might show up a future episode. I ain't gonna show it too much. We're on the other side,
Yeah.
We ain't trying to take over. Don't worry.
Yes. But of course, as we do, last words. Come on, Nep. I know you want to shout out somebody. And Matthew, I already know you're gonna holler at Layla Gray. So just get it over with. Let's go.
Hey, Layla Gray. I'm 6. I know you're married, but I'm 6 foot. I got a deep voice. Man,
you're not 6 foot, but you're not 6 foot.
Crying.
That's say a blind side already.
I am 6 foot. Fuck.
No, you're not. You're 5'8".
Yeah, I am, bro. I'm 6 foot, motherfucker.
No, mention yourself about it. You are not 6 foot. You are not 6 foot.
I am 6 foot.
I'm crying. Shout out
in your head.
Shout out to all of the Waffling. They will have a new overlay next week.
Yes, we
will.
It might actually pop up on this episode if I can edit it the right way.
Yeah, I like to give a shout out. I'm gonna do it for Nep. Shout out, MXM. His favorite tag team. I got shout out to the boys. Mason Montour. Come on. Yo, I'm telling you, Nep wants to touch the tips with y'all. He said it before.
Oh my
God. So
Hey, yo, cut.
We out of here.
Hey, before you come in, I'm gonna say Mariah May. I'm out here. I be tweeting you. I'm telling you. I told you you can. I don't have a credit score, but you can knock my credit score down. I'm just saying.
That's
crazy.
I'm crying.
Hey, Leela Gray.
Y'all wild.
I don't have security, but I'll let you take it out there.
Yo, this has been another episode of motherfucking Ollie Waffling. Like I said, special guest host, Big Loaf. Like I said, thank all y'all for coming through. And like I said, I said, hey, we're gonna be showing up more on TikTok. So people on YouTube, hey, look, I might have to wait a little bit for y'all to get the actual live streams. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna get there.
That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. It takes time. It takes time.
We're gonna get there. We're gonna do some little promotions and stuff like that. I got some ideas. So, you know, I like this. I like this spinoff already. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not even gonna call it. Like I said, y'all. I'm not even gonna call it a spinoff. Y'all up there with us, cause y'all have your little own podcast. Y'all covering the other side.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Like I said, we are out of here. Thank y'all so much for showing up. Like I said, next episode, what was it Thursday? Y'all usually host on Thursdays?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like I said, every Thursday, check out on YouTube on Playin Possum podcast. Or I'm gonna say Playin Possum, like Playin Possum Network. All Elite Waffling. We're gonna be promoting it. Check it out. And we are